Money is the goal, but to get it, you oftentimes have to retrain your brain to value experiences. Hey guys, my name's Joe Green and I'm going to be giving you a quick review of Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter, written by 50 Cent, aka Curtis Jackson. Let's get into this. Make sure you stay tuned, by the way. I'm going to give it a rating at the end of the video. So if you want to know what I thought of the whole thing, stay tuned to the end. I'm just going to discuss what I thought about it, a couple of notes that I made, and if you have read or listened to it as well, I'd love to know what you think. So thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and if you want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button. Let's get into this. Okay, so some of the notes that I've made here, I'm going to read them out and then just discuss them. So sobriety, consistent, persistent, grinding and hustling, making a vision board about what you want and be specific. So this is something that I'm actually going to do. Make a vision board. Now this is like, if you know what kind of car you want, go find pictures of that car, stick it on a board somewhere. If you want to know, a couple of things that I want a big yacht. So I'm going to go find pictures of a yacht. I'm going to find pictures of an apartment in Shanghai. I'm going to find loads of other pictures of other things. Stick them on a vision board, and then you can see and visualize what you actually want. What color is it? How big is it? How much does it cost? What area is that thing in? Where would it be if you've got that thing? All these kind of specific things that I've heard a lot about, but I've not done yet. I'll try and figure out my notes. Right. Money is the goal, but to get it, you oftentimes have to retrain your brain to value experiences, and then you will get the money. So money is the goal, but oftentimes we need to retrain our brain to value experiences over money. Then the money will come. So I thought that was really insightful. And that's, when he talks about that, he talks about when you're negotiating for a salary, when you're negotiating for a contract, when you're negotiating for incremental increases, you might be really wanting a certain number, but by getting that number, you might devalue everything else you get, you might ruin the deal. So you can go for experiences over the money, and then the money will come as long as you put in the effort and the hard work. So I thought that was really insightful. He talks about taking control through gently touching someone's forearm. So if you're in a business negotiation, you can just be like, oh, great point, Peter, great point, Paul, or Jane, whatever. And that'll help you assert your authority, apparently. So I've not tried that, but, sounds interesting. Oh yeah, he talked about Bruce Willis. So he was with Bruce Willis in a group setting, and someone would come up to him and they'd say, hey, something. And when Bruce Willis would answer, he'd reply, but he'd reply like almost at a whisper. And because he replied so quietly, people would lean in to hear what he had to say, to try and hear him. And they would essentially give their energy to him in that instance. So I thought that was really interesting. So if you're in a group setting, rather than trying to be the loudest person, which is normally what you're taught or you believe is the strongest thing to do, actually giving less. If someone wants you to react a certain way, don't react that way. And they'll sort of like notice the power dynamics shift a little bit. So another point that I've mentioned here, it says, if you want to take control of non-verbal cues, give them less than what they're expecting. Yeah, okay. All right, so he makes a funny point. He says, if we can't be friends, can we at least be enemies? So he said this with Oprah. So they weren't friends, so he basically said, he wasn't a fan of her. And when someone came up to him and asked him why, he said, well, if we're not going to be friends, at least we can be enemies. Because when you talk about me, it'll amp me up. And I actually heard Grant Cardone talk about this a lot. He talks about like, don't bother about haters sort of like talking about you, because if they're talking about you, it's a great thing. They're giving you more like oxygen in their life. So that's quite interesting. So, if you can't be friends, be enemies, use it to your advantage. Maybe don't take it so personally. Interesting. He talks about Lamborghini and Ferrari and how those were two Italians, and because of the competition between them and the rivalry, they actually became, super brands, synonymous with luxury and all that kind of stuff 100 years later. So, competition is a good thing. Even if you lose, you just need to make sure you're in competition with the right person. Being in competition with, inferior people might be good for them, but it will be worse for you. So, you need to make sure that you're always raising the bar. And don't compete with people you used to compete with just because you used to compete with them. You know what I mean? Like, keep your eyes forward, future looking. And then the last couple of points that you mentioned are iron sharpens iron. So, you know, that's choose the right partner or competition. And success, oh yeah, and then this is something that I think Honda said. Success represents 1% of your work, which can only be found due to the 99% of failure, which is so funny. Especially with YouTube and Instagram, what I've found so far is, you know, the hundreds of videos that I've posted, 0, you know, and then that one random thing goes bang. So yeah, 99% failure, 1% success, but then that you'll be remembered for the 1% success, so make sure you're putting out the good stuff. So my rating of this, honestly, I've got a newfound respect for 50 Cent, and no, 50 Cent is kind of his gangster, old version of himself, and Curtis Jackson is the business person. So I've got a newfound respect for Curtis Jackson and for 50 Cent. And my rating of this book, guys, thanks for sticking out. So my rating of this book would be, honestly, really surprising. Just top quality, great insight book, you know, 7.9. 7.9. Easy all day long, even higher probably. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and if you want to hit that subscribe button, that'd be great. This has been my review of Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter by Curtis Jackson. And if you've read it, listened to it, whatever, I'd love to know. Leave it in the comment section below and I'll reply back to you. So thanks for watching, guys, and we're almost at 1,000 subscribers. Alright guys, catch you in a bit.